Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to Tommy in Indiana. I'm your host, Tommy Cunningham. In today's video, what I would like to talk to you guys a little bit about. In today's video, I would like to give you guys some more reasons why there are so many different kinds of radio systems for like casinos, for like different attractions, for like Disney World, the reason why they switched their radio system. There is like so many different areas that we can talk about. That is the reason why that I made yesterday's start of the series called Tommy Learning About Different Radio Systems. So we're gonna do this together. Let's get this started. So the first radio system that I would like to talk about is one of our local attractions. And if you guys have been living in Indiana for a while now, this one is going to be a a a one that you guys will recognize. And this radio system is called the Holiday World and Splash and Safari DMR radio system. And we're going to be talking about that today. So I pull it up on here, and they have a lot of different radio codes and a lot of different stuff there, which is really kind of interesting. Okay? So, Holiday World is mixed up into four different areas: food services, um, ride operations, guest services, security, parking, and all that is combined into one radio system. Okay? So the one radio system that it's called, which is really kind of interesting, and this is what the radio system's called. It's called the Holiday World and Splash and Safari DMR radio system. And what they use for that, number one is their radio system that is combined by everywhere inside the United States. It's a DMR Motorola capacity single site radio system. Kind of like the radio system that is over there with the Bloomington Transit, which their radio system is the exact same radio system. So, another thing to be in the know about their radio systems and their different areas for them, like to go check out those areas. They have to be into know with like several different radio channels. Like, for instance, a church is kind of like the same with their security, with their production, with their worship, and their seating. They all have to know like what's going on at a single standpoint, which is honestly one of the most interesting things of all, is that sometimes going inside the United States, you guys will find different theme parks. Like, for instance, like the big theme parks like Disney World, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, Orlando, all those radio systems right there might be what's called encrypted because they are switched by different radio systems that they use at a single minute, which is really kind of interesting. So another thing also, the biggest thing is whenever you guys are like going around, you guys are picking out different areas, different places, like different magnitudes, and there are different areas that we got to like combine, which is really kind of interesting for their area, which is really kind of interesting. And kind of like whenever I look it up on my computer, there is an area on there that makes it look really kind of interesting. So let's just say, for instance, I'm planning myself a trip to Cedar Point. So I pull up the the Ohio system on the radio system database. I click on next once all this stuff goes by. So I click on Erie County, and then after that on Erie County, I go to the attractions, and then I see that Cedar Point's radio system is all non encrypted. All right, so that tells me that it's okay for you to listen to that system whenever you are down there. So, for instance, this Colorado Resort, which has a radio system in the 600 band, they have like water park operations, housekeeping, bellhops, hotel maintenance, convention center staff, resort security, and medical. And that right there is kind of like for like their radio system that they use at their every single minute. So kind of like looking at the Great Wolf Lodge, their radio system is kind of like the exact same one that we've been looking at. So clicking on Warren County and then going to Kings Island, which that's the other park, they got an entire different radio system. So you guys see on here for yourself, they call their radio system KI for Kings Island. So with the Kings Island radio system, they got like different parks you guys can listen to. They got different areas. They got so many different bypasses. And another place is, which is really kind of interesting to me, is with those two Ohio radio systems inside. Like for instance, Ohio, in the Ohio radio system, it's like combined. It's good to listen to be like good to listen to in their own areas. And another thing, also, the biggest thing is on this radio system. for them to listen to, they got to pick out like their own different choices on their own RIA system, which is really kind of interesting. So, for instance, I'm looking at the RIA system for Kennedy Space Center. Their RIA system is so interesting with all their security nets that they use on that system, which is really kind of cool. Well, another thing that does not make this area really great is their entire RIA system, except for like their services and their buses, their hospital channels, um, their patches, their West Melbourne, their Satellite Beach, their transit and their water channels are like not even encrypted, which is really, really, really kind of interesting, which is really kind of interesting for a lot of different people. So another thing to look at, like Kentucky, and looking at Kentucky Kingdom, which is only clicking on Grant County. They got businesses on here, which they got a Kroger warehouse, they got a FedEx, and they got so many different areas, which makes that look really kind of interesting for their own areas. So, for instance, this is Kentucky Kingdom, okay? So, right here, they use DMR for part of their communication. They got Public Safety 1, which is security and medical, uses DMR, and these are their DMR channels. But this down here, you guys see one of them use P25, the other ones just use analog, which is really, really kind of interesting by their own areas. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys did. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button, ding that notification bell, so you guys will not miss out on any videos. And if you guys have any questions, please make sure to put it down there on the comments down below. I usually check it. And thank you guys so very much for watching. Have a great day.